Security women barricade highway over discovery of two female cops. Tension gripped the Garo community in the Jos South local government area of Plateau State on Monday after the bodies of two unidentified females were discovered behind the headquarters of the council. The discovery sparked widespread protests by women in the area, who took to the streets and temporarily blocked the section of the expressway, causing heavy traffic disruptions. Eyewitnesses said the bodies were found early Monday morning, prompting residents to trip to the scene. The resident of Garo, Mary Lochner, confirmed that on Monday. Yes, I can confirm to you, and this is to inform the general public that the bodies of two females were discovered behind the headquarters of Jos South local government area, Plateau State, earlier this morning, she said. Another resident, who has not been named, said women in the community mobilized in anger and blocked the road to demand justice and answers from authorities. We woke up to a terrible sight this morning. The women could not hold it anymore. We want the government and security agencies to investigate and tell us what happened to these girls, the resident stated. Soldiers arrest suspected Sudanese terrorist Damian in Bono. Troops of Operation Adenkai have arrested two foreign nationals, including a 32-year-old Sudanese man and a 36-year-old Ghanaian woman, in Askira, Uba local government area of Bana State. The army identified the Sudanese Musa Fashir as a suspected foreign terrorist fighter and collaborator, while the Ghanaian Mary Florence is said to be an illegal immigrant. In a statement released on Monday, the acting military information officer, Operation Adenkai, Captain Muhammad Goni, said the suspects were arrested by troops of the 115th Task Force Battalion at about 11:48 a.m. on July 19, 2026. The operation pathway read, troops of Sector 4, Operation Adenkai, while sustaining aggressive counter-terrorism operations across the Northeast Theater, have apprehended another foreign terrorist fighter and an alleged illegal immigrant during the security operation in Lasadil, general area of Askira, Uba local government area, Bana State. Inside the operation was carried out as part of ongoing intelligence review strategies and the fight against insurgency in the Northeast Theater. During the operation, troops arrested one Musa Fashir, a 32-year-old Sudanese national, suspected to be a foreign terrorist fighter and collaborator. Preliminary intelligence indicates that the suspect has established links with terrorist elements, further highlighting attempts by foreign actors to support insurgent activities in the region. The statement continued. Sports. FIFA rankings. Nigeria dropped to fourth in Africa. Nigeria have retained their 26th position on the latest FIFA's Men World Rankings released on Monday, but slipped to fourth place among Africa's national following Egypt's impressive campaign at the 2026 World Cup. Eric Charles Hyde garnered 1,585.2 points to remain ahead of Turkey, Australia, Algeria, Canada, and Ivory Coast, who occupy 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st position, respectively, in the global standings. The Super Eagles have not featured in competitive action since June, when they suffered a 2-1 defeat to the former European champions, Portugal, in an international friendly. Nigeria's continental slide was triggered by Egypt's run to the round of 16 at the ongoing World Cup, where the Pharaohs were narrowly beaten 3-2 by Argentina, a result that lifted them to third in Africa. Morocco retained their position as the continent's highest ranked side after advancing to the quarterfinals of the tournament, but the Atlas Lions also climbed one place globally from 7th to 6th. Senegal remains an African second-ranked nation, despite dropping 3 places in the world rankings, while Algeria slipped 1 place globally but held on to 5th position on the continent. Nigeria remains the second highest ranked team among nations, absent from the World Cup, being coasted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada, with only Denmark ranked 21st globally, sitting higher above the absentees. England and Chelsea great John Terry was among those to voice disappointment at Nigeria's absence, describing the Super Eagles as a significant loss to the tournament, featuring 48 nations for the first time. Spain Old World Cup Trophy Parade. Spain celebrated their World Cup triumph with hundreds of thousands of supporters in Madrid in an open-top bus parade. Luis de la Fuente and the squad landed back in the Spanish capital in the early afternoon on Monday before meeting King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia at Zarzuela Palace. They then headed through the streets on an open-top bus towards the Plaza de Cibeles, where fans had been gathered this morning to secure the spot. It followed a long night of celebrations across the country, with supporters reveling and Spain's win until the early hours, with the results confirmed just minutes after midnight local time. La Roja saw off Argentina after a grueling final in New Jersey, with Ferran Torres scoring the only goal in extra time. The Spanish team was congratulated Sunday by the leaders of the three countries that co-hosted the tournament: U.S. President Donald Trump, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. After the final whistle, the Spanish capital erupted into celebrations, with thousands of supporters pouring into the streets from bars and restaurants, many draping Spanish flags or wearing the team's color. Entertainment. How bipolar disorder affected my career relationships. YC. Rapper Ololade Martin Alejo, popularly known as YC, has spoken about his long and difficult battle with bipolar disorder, revealing how the condition forced him to step away from music for several years. The rapper disclosed during an interview with Arise TV that he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2020 while in London during the COVID-19 lockdown. According to him, he spent about 3 months in and out of hospital before returning to Nigeria to continue his treatment due to visa restrictions. I was in and out of hospitals and went through different diagnoses before we arrived at that, he said. He also spoke about how challenging it is to access care in Nigeria. He said the lack of qualified mental health personnel made it difficult to continue his treatment after he left London. While film workers deserve kindness, not harsh criticism from fans, Bimbo Ademoye. Actress and filmmaker Bimbo Ademoye has appealed to fans to be more respectful and understanding towards filmmakers, citing the effort and hard work that goes into film production. In a recent video on her Instagram page, Bimbo expressed heartfelt appreciation to her cyber family for their unwavering love, patience, and support over the years. She acknowledged that although she cannot always reply to every message or comment, she sees the encouragement and remains grateful for the loyal fan base that has continued to support her career. Dear cyber family, thank you for your love, your support, your patience. I may not be able to respond to all of you, but know that in those dark times, your messages kept me going. I do not take your love and support for granted, she wrote. The actress also addressed the growing concern within the online community, urging fans to avoid making rude, entitled, or disrespectful comments toward filmmakers before or after a new movie release. Recap of the major headlines. PF hyperspace scandal. How CBN opened domiciliary accounts for Phantom Agency. Kwankwaso. Obi signed one-term presidency accord. Federal government not owing 80 trillion naira, says Oyedele. Tinubu appoints Fayoshe REA chairman. Soldiers arrest suspected Sudanese terrorists. Ghanaian in Borno. Sports. FIFA rankings. Nigeria drops to fourth in Africa. Spain hold World Cup trophy parade. Entertainment. How bipolar disorder affected my career relationships, YC. While filmmakers deserve kindness, not harsh criticism from fans, Bimbo Ademoye. Follow us on all our social media handles: Facebook at Ifako Radio, WhatsApp at Ifako Radio, X at Ifako Radio, YouTube at Ifako Radio, TikTok at Ifako Radio, Instagram at Ifako_radio. For news reporting, contact us at ifakoradio@gmail.com or call the WhatsApp 091 2222 7433. Special thanks to the news producer Olanireti. Thanks for watching. I'm Olanireti Ololade. Have a victorious Tuesday.